Hi, it's May with the Tuesday Tech Tip. A couple of weeks ago I gave you a little tour of the new application Photos, and this week I want to show you a little bit about how to work with the new editing software that comes with Photos, which is pretty great. So I've put a couple of pictures here that I think will be good examples. So I've opened up the picture that I want to edit, and again, to get to this view, you just want to say view and say show the sidebar. If I say hide the sidebar, this goes away. So show the sidebar, it shows my folders, and this is a folder I've made for this example. So I'm going to double click on this photo, which opens it up, and then I'm going to click on edit, which opens a new, it gets rid of the sidebar and opens up all the editing things over here. I'm just going to go through these very quickly and you can play with them on your own. Enhance basically is going to auto saturate the photo, so you can watch as I do this. It just makes things a little brighter and a little more saturated. I can always revert to the original. When you do, you'll see the difference of all those clicks. It takes it back to kind of dull. I can rotate the picture if I want to, which I don't want to. I can crop the picture, and when I initially come in, it just gives me crossbars at each corner, and I can just drag those in however I want. In this case, I might want to bring this photo up and crop out the electric cables at the bottom of the photo, so I might do something like that. The other thing that you can do is you can actually change the angle of the photograph. So, you know, if you've taken a photograph and your horizon line is really not accurate, you can actually correct that here. Say you took a picture of a house and it just comes up a little crooked. You can fix that there. You can also change the aspect of the crop. So you can do freeform, which is how it starts out initially, or you can go to the original photograph. You can go to a square image if you want to, say you wanted to print this and frame it as a square. You could just crop out a square on that. You can go to 16 by 9, 8 by 10, 5 by 7, and you can also do these horizontally or vertically. So if you're doing something to print, or this is a really great way to do it. Okay. You can also flip, let me go back to freeform here, let me revert to original. You can also flip the photograph, so if you watch as I do that, it actually literally turns it around that way, which is great. And you can automatically straighten and crop. Let's see what that does. Never played with that. So automatically straighten and crop it. It assumes that these lines should be perfectly along the horizon, which is not correct. So it doesn't always do what you want it to do. But that's the cropping section. Then here's the filters section. I chose this photograph for this section because it shows it so clearly. Here's mono, tonal, noir, fade, chrome, process, transfer, and instant. So these are all just kind of like Instagram filters that you can put on your photo. I'm going to go to the original again. Here is a very powerful section where you can adjust the light, the color, and black and white. So you can say auto black and white, and it takes it to black and white. It's not really a very good conversion to black and white, but if you tweaked the intensity of the photo a little bit before you did it, it might work better. On all of these you can do auto, so let's do color auto. It just boosted the saturation a little bit on that one. Let's take it back to the original, and if I do auto on light, what did it do? Kind of did a similar thing as the color thing. And you can also do these manually. So if I go all the way up to the end here, then I've got a very yellow picture. And if I go all the way down here to the other side, I've got a lot of blues. I'm going to revert to original with color. I'm going to really boost the blues as I go in this direction and take out the color as I go in that direction. And the black and white is obviously, you can just go and kind of looks like the sun is moving through the picture there. Okay, I'm going to revert to the original. Now, here's a really powerful thing that you can do. You can add some adjustments. to this area here. So you can add a histogram if you want to see exactly where your colors are, where the reds are, where the greens are, where the blues are. You can add, I'm going to take that one away. You can add a levels, which is very powerful. In this particular color, in this particular photograph, I'll do auto and show you what it does. It really kind of, again, everything's kind of heading towards the same direction, boosting the colors a little bit and darkening the black a little bit. So I'm going to revert to the original. If I were to do that on my own, if I were to bring the dark down here, it's turning some of the greens. If you keep going, if you watch the darker colors, like the shadow here and the greens down here, what it does is it's kind of taking them toward black. So you wouldn't want to go all the way, but a little tiny boost is kind of nice in those areas. Again, I'm going to revert to the original. So depending on what you like to add, you can sharpen, definition, noise reduction, vignette. I'll show you vignette. So it darkens the edges of the photo, which might be nice on a portrait, just a little subtle darkening and fuzzing of the corners of the photo. And then when you decide which ones you like to use, like I would never, probably would not use a vignette. I do use levels a lot, then I can save that as my default. And so now every time I come in to adjust, levels will show up for me and I can always make an adjustment. Now let me go, I'm going to say done here, and I'm going to go back to this other photo to show you beautiful person here. I'm going to click edit and say that you have one little spot you want to retouch on skin. You can bring the size of this adjustment down to very small like this. Go over here and pop right on top of that little spot and it is gone. So this works really well for small adjustments, small blemishes. So that's it on the new Photos program. I hope that was helpful, and thank you so much for stopping by.